Okay, hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I feel like I'm going to be in my Capricorn element because I'm talking about setting goals, and these are going to be SMART goals as well. I talked about doing this in my things to do before 2022 video, which I'll link below if you haven't already seen it. Today I'm going to take you through all of the steps that I do when I'm setting a goal, and also I have my whiteboard with me. It's very empty right now. I was gonna go and get some colourful whiteboard markers to make it really pretty, but the rain started to happen. So I'm gonna have to make it prettier at some other point. First thing we need to know is what even is a SMART goal. I'm not talking about intelligent goals, because arguably my goals are not usually very intelligent. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. In the process that I use for setting goals, I actually normally start with the R, just because I genuinely don't see a point in setting a goal that I don't see as relevant or important to my life. There is literally nothing more demotivating than not caring about something. After deciding if I care enough to make something a goal, then I go back to the start of SMART, rhyming, and make sure that it is specific and measurable. So I'll figure out what exactly it is and what exactly I need to do in order to complete it, so that there's no question at the end of the year about whether or not I actually achieved it. In terms of making something measurable, it can be like doing something a certain number of times, saving a particular amount of money, or consistently doing something at particular intervals. This just means that there's a way to look at it and go either, yes, I definitely did this, or no, I definitely did not do it. No, maybe I kind of sort of half did this. So an unsmart goal would be, I want to save money this year. The smart version of that would be, I want to save X amount of dollars, or I want to put X amount of dollars into a savings account each week. So it's got a specific numerical value. Next is the A, making sure that it's actually achievable. Here I think there's definitely a fine line between making a goal that is so difficult that you can't achieve it without burning yourself out, and making a goal that's so easy you're not pushing yourself to do better. There definitely is a middle ground with setting goals. I'm yet to find it, but it's there somewhere. And then we've already done the relevant checks, so all that's left is time bound, which means putting a date on it or time intervals on it. So is it something that you only have to do one time, like starting a YouTube channel, in which case you'd put the time part of it as maybe a specific date, so that you know when you have to achieve your goal by, and you can check and make sure that you've done that. If it's more of a consistent goal that you just want to be doing something more often, then the time bound can just be checking at certain intervals whether or not you've done something. So that might be, I do this thing weekly, or I do this thing monthly, anything like that. You're all smart, you understand how time works. Personally, I prefer goals that have regular time points as opposed to just something like, I want to achieve this one thing by the end of the year, because when you give yourself huge amounts of time with not a lot of checkpoints, it can be pretty easy to procrastinate because you feel like you have all the time in the world to do it. After setting the goal, you have to kind of build a little obstacle course to get in the way of quitting. There are heaps of ways that you can do this by making the cost of giving up higher than the benefits of giving up. One way to do this is to invest in the goal. You know, if it's a fitness goal, spend money on a gym membership. If it's an education goal, spend money on some sort of book or course or something. Also time, investing time. I hate to feel like I've wasted time on something, so that's definitely a big motivator for me. Other things you can do, have a buddy or someone to keep you accountable, or set reminders all around the place to make you remember what the goal is, what the steps are that you have to take, and why the goal is important to you. Okay, I've got my little coffee. We are going to do coffee time and goal setting with Katie Can't Spell. I have two main goals for this year that I feel like I've got to set properly. I'm going to do that now. You guys get to do that with me. And it'll just kind of show you the process that I do use to set goals. First goal is going to be about this YouTube channel, which I've just started, and it's brand new and very exciting to me. So like I said, I start with the R. In terms of relevance, I feel like this channel is definitely relevant to me because I've always wanted to do YouTube, but I've been too nervous and unmotivated to actually do it. It's definitely something that I care about and want to do. My goal for 2021 on YouTube was not a SMART goal. It was literally just start a channel. So that meant that I did put it off so hard for so long. I mean, it's December right now, and this is my fourth video, I think. So that's, yeah, these are the consequences of unsmart goals. So this year's YouTube goal is gonna be better. Alright, so now we go back to the S. I kind of do S and M at the same time actually. I was thinking originally about making the goal like a subscriber number, but thinking about it now, that's maybe too far outside of my control. Like I can't force people to subscribe. If I could, I would. Maybe I can. If I like look really, really hard at the camera, will it force people to subscribe? Ooh, you want to subscribe so bad. Ooh, you want to like the video. Ooh, you want to watch every video I ever post. Ooh. I hope that worked for you guys. Okay, but I do feel like it's better to have as much control over your goals as possible. So I'm gonna make the goal about how many videos I'm posting and how often. So I know that I'm gonna be posting at least one video a week. Anything less than that and I will be displeased with myself. Ideally I would like to be posting 2, but now that I've actually started and realized how much time goes into one video, I think that maybe it will not be achievable to me. So I'm gonna make the goal 1 video a week, every single week for 2022. I think in a few months, once I've kind of got the hang of YouTube a bit more, I can definitely come back and reassess this. And if I want to adjust the goal to make it 2 a week, then I'll do that. But I know that I would definitely be very happy and proud of myself if I managed to do 1 video a week, every week, for 52 whole weeks. That's 52 videos. That's a lot of thinking. So I think that's already ticked off specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Smart is so easy. Now I have to find ways to make it actually stick and make sure I actually do it, because I know that I'm a quitter in most areas of my life and I want to change that. One thing that I know that I'm going to do is I'm going to add recurring to-do items on my Notion to-do list. I'm going to add 3 a week, 1 for planning, 1 for filming, 1 for editing, and then I'll just have to do it on that day because it'll be on my to-do list for that day, and you have to do what's on your to-do list for the day. If I don't do what's on my to-do list for the day, I don't know what would happen to me, but I don't think it would be good. Also, I am going to put it on the whiteboard, which I'm going to put up somewhere very visible in my room and check in on every month. I think I'm going to make little tick boxes to make sure that I've done it for the month. That will be very motivating for me because I don't like to have empty tick boxes on things. Also, I'm telling the whole internet my goal. It's here. You guys are allowed to hassle me if I don't. You guys can be really, really mean to me if you need to. Also, I've like sort of invested in it. I bought a ring light, which is something. Okay, I'm going to do one more big goal, an academic one. I need to have at the very least an A- average. So that's gonna need to happen for me. I didn't really need any plans in place at an undergrad level, but I have like a nightmare feeling that postgrad is gonna be a little bit harder. So the goal of getting an A- average I think is smart by nature because that's a specific measurable grade. Achievable if I put in the work. Relevant because I would like to have not wasted tens of thousands of dollars, and also it would be kind of okay to have a career someday. And time bound by whenever the university decides to give me a grade. So the main part of this goal is definitely going to be setting the systems to keep myself working towards this goal consistently. I've always been really heavy on the procrastination, and the fact that that's worked out for me so far does not help. I'm gonna have to really force myself to do this. I feel like the best thing I can do for this one is to put some little sub goals underneath it so that I can split it down into weekly measurable goals so that I can keep checking in on myself. The first one I think will be readings. I never did my readings. This year I will do my readings. Most classes have 1 assigned reading. I will do the reading before each class. Again, to do this, I'm gonna put it on my Notion to-do list. Also, when I've like written out the goals, I'll probably put them on my homepage on Notion at the very, very top so that it's the first thing that I see every day. Notion should sponsor me. I love them. Okay, next part would be the assignments, which I always leave even reading the brief until like the week before it's due, which I don't think is the best way to be doing things. So I think that next year I'm gonna read the briefs as soon as I get them and then set smaller due dates before the real due dates that I can have like made an outline, done some research, and finished a draft by. So that way I'm consistently doing the work towards them and not leaving everything until the last week. I feel like I'll probably end up having a couple more bigger goals for next year. I just haven't thought of them yet. I've got a couple more weeks to figure that out. Nothing else feels super urgent to me right now, so maybe just having 2 main goals is going to be enough for me. I really wanted to show you what my whiteboard looked like. I hope that I can do it and show it to you before I upload this video. Also, I like to have a couple of fun smaller goals during the year, which I think are also SMART goals. So one of those is going to be practice Norwegian for at least 15 minutes every day, which is like pretty easy to measure on Duolingo, I think. And the second one is going to be to read 50 books, I think. My goal this year was to read 100 books, and I did achieve that, but I do not know if I will have as much time to be reading next year, so I'm going to make it smaller. Actually, maybe I'll do 60 instead of 50. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Also, I was meant to be able to run 5k this year, but that hasn't happened. I kind of did not put in the work towards that goal at all, but I kind of like running. I'm just very bad at it. I'll make the 5k my goal for this year, which I think I'll make that by the end of October, so that way I have 2 months to get 1 kilometer each, which definitely does not sound like much, but I am very unfit. At this current point in time, I can run 1 kilometer, but it hurts so bad. So okay, end of February I want to be able to run 1k, end of April 2k, end of April, May, June 3k, and it just keeps going till the end of October because 10 months is easily divisible by 5, 12 months is less easily divisible by 5. And divisionability is how I like to make my choices. So those are my goals for 2022, and I feel like most of them definitely are goals that can be broken down into weekly or monthly tasks, because this year I'm going to be checking in more on my goals and making sure that I'm actually achieving them. So on my whiteboard I'm going to put the goals with little monthly check boxes that I can tick if I've done it for that month. Well, that's all for the video today. Those are my goals for 2022. I'm excited about them. They're things that I'm looking forward to achieving, and this is my first year setting proper goals. And also it's the first year that I've really cared about the goals and feel kind of like I want to be productive to achieve them. So I'm excited for 2022. Let me know in the comments what your goals for 2022 are. Honestly, I love talking to people about goals. It's my favorite topic in the world. I love setting goals. And I love doing goals, and I love having to-do lists and little things that I can tick off. It's so exciting to me. If you like the video, please like the video. If you want to comment. If you want to subscribe, please. And that's all. Okay, bye! This video feels like a mess. I've been following my train of thought, but I don't know if other people will have been following anything. This feels just like I have taken the inside of my head, scooped it out, and just put it on camera. Oh dear.